Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to Only Leeds Bros. Hope everybody is having a good week. Dillo, feels like an absolute age since we've been on. What's happening?
Boom, boom, boom. The boys are back into it.
I thought you were going to say, boom, boom, I want you in my room. I
That's a
thought that's where
tune.
that was going. I
That's
was
a
like,
tune.
whoa.
That
I
is a
know we haven't
tune to
talked
it.
in a while and all that. So what's happening? You've got a bit of
All good.
decor going on there in the wall. What's happening over there?
All good. New stuff. Got a few stickers off Amazon. Last proper champions and all that. Leeds coming back. Dirty Leeds coming on tour. Yourself. You signed. I'm a bit of a child. Match tax for Lorente, Tyler Adams, Rodrigo, Luke Island, and Calvin Phillips.
Good man.
So,
Love that. Absolutely love
a
that.
few little bits, a little bit of only Leeds merch in there as well. Leeds ball, coming up in the world, lads, coming up in the world.
Absolutely love it. How was your week on any? This your first week back to work after being sick. You sound a lot better anyway.
I'll tell you one thing, lad, that was the worst dose I ever had in my life. All
You
joking
sound a lot
aside.
better. You sound
Yeah,
much
no,
better.
much, much better. But yeah, look, enjoying work, loving the routine again.
Yeah.
Now just, Sunday just can't come quick enough to watch the mighty Leeds go to war again, once again.
Yeah, I know.
How are you?
I
How was
can't
your
wait.
week?
It was my week. It's just January, man. It feels like January is going on for like ever. Like I don't know. I think it's that like Christmas. You're just like, it's Christmas, or you just enjoy yourself. You're eating, you're
Yeah.
drinking, you're with family, you're having a great bit of crack, and then January, then you're back to it and you're back to work. And I actually didn't even mind going back to work, but like this week, just going back, just like it's only Wednesday, and I'm like, it should be Friday, like do you know what I mean? And I think just because we haven't been doing this, obviously, look, it was a quiet enough week now, midweek match this week. But then, look, it really comes around. Then doesn't obviously we play Sunday, and then we play midweek then against Norwich on Wednesday, and then not too long then to Cardiff, which we got our tickets for today, lads. And myself, Dylan, my wife Amy, our cousin Lynette is going to the Cardiff game. So pop up, have a chat, come
Get
for a
in
point,
there.
whatever you want to do. We'll be in and out in the day. We're going that morning, 6 o'clock. I think our flight is, isn't it? I think 6 o'clock. Yeah, 6 o'clock that morning, and then we're
What
back
day,
out Leeds then 9 o'clock
what
that
day is
night.
it now?
Yeah, so it's one of them. Yeah, so yeah, as what Danny says there, January is just absolutely dragging. But like
Before
that,
we get into it, I just want
what?
to make a little quick thing. Lads, like, you don't realise how happy me and Darren are to hit 800 subscribers. It's madness, lads. I'm not going to lie, it is madness. Probably doesn't seem a lot to certain people, but
Yeah,
for me and Darren, considering starting out in a shed, you know, where when we do hit a certain number, we will upload it. Of the two of us just making
yeah.
an absolute balls of it, left, right, and centre. But to come on now with the same people,
What's the name that they call it? Used to be like, what's it like, the outcuts? Is it like the
yeah,
outcuts? Like
yeah,
we should do that.
outcuts, yeah.
Put all our outcuts together. Yeah, we should do
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
So yeah, lads, look, we can't thank you enough. Me myself, I've been came out with Michelle, happy with my life at the minute. The same with Darren. So yeah, lads, can't thank you enough. And hopefully Leeds now will just get up to the Premier
Hopefully,
League.
hopefully Leeds out this year. 100%. Look, we'll get into the chat, guys. We are here for a little bit of transfer talk, but we'll get into the chat and say hello to a couple of people. Danny is here as always. Smash a like and subscribe, please. Do that, lads. We're well on the road to 1K. To be honest with you, we're going to let the cat out of the bag here. Myself and Dylan said if we could hit 250 before the end of the season when we started this in August, so we've well and truly smashed that, which is unbelievable. It doesn't go without saying it's the support of your guys. So next aim is 1,000, so we'd love to do that before the end of the season, guys. So please smash a like and hit subscribe if you haven't already done so. It really helps us out. Evening, Amy, and Danny says evening. And then Danny says congratulations on 800 subs. Really appreciate that, Danny. No,
Thanks,
without
Danny.
your help, Danny was the very first subscriber on Only Leeds Bros, the very first person in when we done that live, you know, way back when. Ian Ward said, first time catching a live, you guys. Thanks very much for popping in. Ian, hope you're keeping well, my
Go on
mate.
in.
Yeah, Danny, it is. It's dragging. It's the
yourself.
longest month. The longest month ever, Woody. It really is.
There's a video I seen of I think it's a pug or a no, it's not a pug, it's one of them. The dogs anyway, but the dog's just bum scooching along the ground. That's the way January is right now. If I find that video, I'll post it. Oh, it's funny. It's actually a cracker.
Scooching. John Redmond, hi John, hope you're keeping well, buddy, and hope the health and all is all good. I see we haven't learned a thing from last season. Sitting on our hands will be costly. We will get into that, but you know, Leeds, we never learn. We don't, buddy,
No,
and we will get into that with a lot to
Leeds,
dive
John.
into.
Leeds.
A lot to dive into. That means Darren and Dale can't pretend to play in this council. No, we can't pretend this time.
Not this time.
Here's for Brian, though. Here's for Brian. Every time we go to Leeds in now in the day now, I'll have a little prayer in my mind. Please hope our flight home is cancelled. I'll always
It was probably the best time of my life. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it was absolutely class. Congratulations about you lads. Cheers, appreciate that, John Buddy. Loads in the building. And Richard Hogan says, "Evening, Richard. Hope you're keeping well, pal." And Just Joe Football Show. And Joe says, "Sign players." On that note, let's go. Go on.
How's the house hunting going, Joe? Hope you find something soon.
I hope you get sorted soon, Joe. Hope don't go back to the northeast. You need to stay over this side of Yorkshire. Come back to Yorkshire.
Yeah.
And Matty, imagine that Billy says, "All right, big up, Matty."
Big up, lad.
And it will be, Danny. Say a little prayer for us, buddy.
It will be in Ellen Road. When I'm in Ellen Road, it's going to be windy. I can tell you that.
Dillo, look, we'll get into it. First of all, we're going to start with a couple of outgoings. We'll kind of get that out of the way. Joe Gelhardt is gone out the door. He's gone on loan to Hull City.
Yeah.
He probably did think he was going to go permanently. What's your thoughts on that one?
A dagger to the chest. Not going to lie, lads. I love Joffy. I always did. I always rated him as a player. He was the type of fella. I remember growing up, I think it was a primary school. It was this fella. Won't name his name. But he had the kind of same, when Joffy, Joffy works hard when his neck and his cheeks go red. You know one of them?
Yeah.
You know one of them?
Yeah.
And a lad I went to school with reminds me a lot like Joffy. Great smashing player as well. And I just feel like he had unfinished business with Leeds. I'm being honest with you. And I think there's a player in there, I really do.
Yeah.
Why he hasn't got the shot, I don't understand, because look, people are gonna probably laugh at me when I say this, but considering, the way the form of Gnonto lately, some certain other players, I genuinely think Joffy could pull one out of the bag.
I feel like he'd give a bit more, Dylan. Yeah, like he mightn't have as much talent as the rest of them. And I think especially the one that comes to mind now, you mentioned Gelhardt, Gnonto there. I'm more thinking of Bamford, Dylan. Like there's definitely situations where
even Bamford, yeah.
He definitely could have done more on the pitch than what Patrick Bamford gave us. It's mad, Dylan. He's still only 22.
I know.
There's still a lot.
I feel though like I'm being selfish. Because I like him and he deserves to go play football. I sound like a proud dad and start wrong and cry. Age group for shit these days.
That's horrendous.
Madness. Madness.
I'll
build you one for about 100, Joe. I can't promise it'll stay up, but I'll give him a better shot.
John White is in the building. He says, "Evening, lads. So glad for Joffy." Yeah, me too, mate. Yeah, look at Dylan. Look at what Danny said here. Like he's still only 22. Like still.
I just feel like I'm being selfish. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that player we signed from Wigan though, Dillo, like when came in here bundles of talent, and like the ones I mentioned, there was actually one that I forgot about, and I only seen it back on X today. His goal against Chelsea as well when Bielsa was still here. Do you remember that side goal? I think with Tyler Roberts was the one to cross into the box in Stamford Bridge, and Joffy scored. He obviously scored that goal against Norwich. That's played everywhere across social media. When that video of the West Stand where we go absolutely crazy, where Raphinha pulled it back. The one against Brighton as well, where he dinks Lewis dunk to the back post, Pascal strike to head it in. Like he was a breath of fresh air in that time under Jesse Marsh. Like a really, really bad air, really poor time to be a Leeds fan, and he was just like that shining light, wasn't he? Someone that kind of really wanted to grab the game, gave it 100%. And even the last day of the season, dealing against Brentford, a lot of people forget about it. Do you remember his offside goal where he was just marginally offside? The one where he smashed into the roof of the net as well. Yeah, it's just Joffy feels like, look, I know he's gone on loan, and it's one of them. If he does well there, they probably will sign him permanently, or the club probably will look to move him on if we do go up to the Premier League next season. But I think with Joffy, there's always just feels like a what if with it, doesn't it? It just feels like it could have been more with him or something like that. There he is, like what you say, like just unfinished business. But it was the right thing, Dylan. It was a right thing.
That's what I'm saying. I'm being a selfish fan. I don't want him to go because I just feel like, I said he has unfinished business here, but then at the same time, that player, like, there's definitely a player in there. He hasn't hit his heights. Yeah. I think he can go far if he finds the right club for him, whether that is Leeds, if he comes back, or if he smashes out a hole. But yeah, look, I wish him all nothing but the best. I I'd like to see him come back. I really would. I don't know. I just like Joffy, lads. I really do.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, and like he's going to be one of them. I'm just gonna say it. I'm gonna be checking Hull's results now, 100%.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be
100%.
checking the lineup to see if Joffy's playing. It's one.
You'll follow him. You'll follow him in his career.
Yeah, it's a little bit like Phillips. Like I still deal with Phillips now. Like Phillips is at Ipswich. I'm delighted to see him scoring the week. I know it's mad coming from Leeds fan. Wasn't delighted that he scored for Ipswich, but was delighted for him and his own career, stuff like that. Just players that like leave this club that you're delighted you open the door and you kick them out and slam the door behind and say, yeah, get out of Leeds. But then there's players that leave that you'll still follow on your career. And I think Joffy is one of them. Look, he is gone alone. We never know what can happen. He could go smash it up, and it might be the realization the Leeds would get him back here, and he might come back and tear it up. You never know. Look what happened to Matthias Klick. You know, when he went out the door and he went on loan from Leeds, we thought we'd never see him again. Biggest waste of money. He comes back and does what he does. So loans can do brilliant
fair
things.
Though, same thing with DJ though. To be fair, meant to fall
exactly.
and back. Yeah, you know, and to be honest with you, lads, look, apart from Tanaka, don't get me wrong, like Tanaka's like the best player we have. Like, let's call a spade. You know, like performance wise, but like DJ, lads, he's right up there. He's right up there. He's been, like, you know, fair enough. Performances have dropped a little bit, but all things considered, he's came on, he's made an impact. You know, even at Wembley, what you said there a few previous videos ago, that goal goes in at Wembley. Regardless of the outcome of that match, he went down as a hero.
Yeah, I agree. Ian Ward said, Joffy loan is a win-win for Leeds. He gets more game time. If he is successful, he could make Farke have a rethink. Yeah, we just touching that, buddy.
Yeah.
Have a price increase as well if he bags a few as well. Yeah, I just hope for either way, whether he does well enough for him to come back to Leeds and then make an impact, or he does well enough to get the move that he wants and kind of progress his career on. I hope it goes well either way. For Joffy, Darren, did you see the Raphinha thing? I did, buddy. It's just mental. As I seen Raphinha playing the other night for Barcelona against Real Madrid, they won 5-2 in the Super Cup. Scored 2 goals. No, Dylan. We got to get onto it. Jesse Marsh played him right wing back and had him taking long throws. And now potentially, if he keeps going the way he's going to win the Ballon d'Or. That is just mental. Mental to say that a future Ballon d'Or winner play for Leeds United. Like it's just like it's the knife to the heart, and it shows like man. But again, Raphinha is one of them that we talked about. And I just look, I love every time I see Barca playing. Like I just sit and watch Raphinha.
It's quality, like it's pure quality.
He had a hard time when he went there as well. He got a lot of sticks. Them Spanish clubs don't give you a lot of time to settle in. Didn't start off great when he was potentially going to go out the door, and he knuckled down. He's playing unbelievable. And Hansi Flick now at the minute. Yeah, I think it's something like 19 goals and 12 assists. I think someone might know better than the chap, but he's well on his way to be Ballon d'Or if he keeps going the way.
Did we ever get the money for him, or is that just all spoofing?
Yeah, I think it was that they're meant to be paid in installments. That's what Radrizzani said, and they'd be paid over X amount of years. And then it was said last season that we did get the money, that Barcelona ended up paying the money up front. But it's one of them, you'll never know. We got it one way. We're getting it, or got it one way or another.
I think we should.
Sean Healy is in the building. Hope you're keeping well, buddy. Joe, I have a shed in my back garden if you want to. Just dartboard with Farke's face on it.
Yeah. No need for that now, Sean. Come on, positivity on this Wednesday. Don't mess.
Mad as a bruise.
That's the swords coming out on him.
Yeah. Tug. Joffy was a real... Sorry, Sean. I'm only messing. Joffy was a real goal scorer too. Real pity that we couldn't fit him into the team. Another lost opportunity, messed around unnecessarily. Yeah, me too. I can't disagree with that, Richard. Yeah, spot on. And DV4 LUFC says, well, lads, hope you're keeping well. Buddy, thanks for popping in. Joffy says that he likes to play as a striker or just in behind. The real shame that he didn't get a chance going to watch a few games at home now. Yeah.
I like that. That's a shout, because I feel, all things considered, lads, look, I'm going to keep banging this drum. Aronson is a smashing player. Aronson just needs rest every now and again and a bit of rotation. And I feel Joffy could have gave us that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I have to throw that out there. I just feel... Look, he's obviously not up to scratch. Farke season, week in, week out. Whether he's up to, fitness-wise or physically-wise or just mind-wise.
Yeah.
He clearly wasn't at it. He sees him every day of the week. Just what we've seen in the past as fans and what players can do in this club. That's it. Oh, yeah, Angels. Oh, that's very nice.
Dylan's far from an angel, baby receiver. Far from an angel. Me, I am. Dylan's not. Dylan's definitely not.
Blushing.
James was a massive in October, November, December. Yeah, he was. He was class. Should have started that playoff final. I'd still say.
Mm.
Agree. Wilco should have been given the chance this season where our strike got problems, and that's what. Before we move on
When did they bring him on? Sorry, there. When they brought Joffy on, remember, and played him right wing, was it?
It was against Norwich.
Can you remember what I'm talking about? Me and you, because me and you were scratching our heads.
With all the injuries against, it was
took,
a game.
He took two of the fastest players off though, and brought Bamford.
He took Ramazani and Ramazani and James off. I think James could have been injured. I think he took Gnonto off. I think James was injured for that game. He brought Bamford and Pirro on, so with no pace up top, and then he brought Joffy on right wing. It's just mental.
Madness. Madness.
Want to touch on this before we move on to Charlie Crew, who's obviously the next outcome. But I want to touch on this, Dylan, and get your opinion on this one. It was what Sean Healy says here: striker problems this season. With our striker problems, Joffy has been very much one of them that has, kind of filled a spot on the bench when Bamford hasn't been at it. Bamford is now out for 4 to 6 weeks. That's what we've been told for this hamstring injury. Joffy has Joffy has been taking his place back on the squad, and he's gone out on loan now. Bamford injured. Do you think that all this kind of moving about is the 49ers way of kind of freeing up a little spot to potentially bring someone in, a striker? Because if they can't rely on Bamford, they see that, they know that they've let the next best one, to back up Bamford, go out the door to go get some minutes. Or am I just putting 2 and 2 together and getting 20 here?
No, well, I'd like to think so, Darren. All things considered, there comes a time where, you're looking at Bamford and you're saying, I'm paying this wage this every week, and he's simply not performing. You might get 1 or 2 training sessions out of him. You might get 10 minutes on the pitch. You might get a world to go. Yeah. But to get rid of a young lad that, as I said, still has that hunger and desire to to free up a bit of space. Well, then I really think I'd like to think so. I think if you put all their eggs in one basket, that's definitely something that needs to be done. Look, around the Leeds United content creator universe or fans or just in general, it sounds harsh to say this, but you can't be stupid. Look at it from a different perspective. It's very simple. There's a striker there that's on whatever Danny says, I think it's 30 grand a week. Bamford, he's not playing, he's not performing. You've Mateo Joseph there, who I think has been put a lot of pressure on him. Yeah. Pirro, fair enough, is natural all goal scorer. Just do the right thing and go out and get a 10 and a 9, will you? Yeah. Stop being around the bush. Just I'm not being smart. Stop being idiots. Just go out and do it.
I was hoping to get into this later in the video. We've just straight in Joffy and straight in. There's no sort of.
No, but look, at the end of the day, Darren,
no.
Evie did touch on it in one of the previous videos, and we have said it. And to be honest with you, my anxiety's through the roof even to think about it. I'm being honest with you. If Leeds do not go up this year, we're all gonna have a meltdown on our hands. No, look, I know you're laughing, right? And I'm laughing inside, and I'm also crying as well. But I'm telling you, if they don't do this right this time, not only is Farke going out the door, you're going to have a lot of investors going out the door and a lot of players going out the door. You may forget about the Ellen Road expansion.
Yeah, it's
forget about that. Yeah. So I feel, why not? If few people have said, sorry, it's stuttered there again. Few people have said, coming into the Premier League, I'll be saving our money to, buy more expensive, exciting players in the Premier League. But at the end of the day, why don't we worry about that when we get there? Yeah. Well, let's concentrate on getting out of it first.
Yeah.
And January is our time. Don't forget now, lads. After January, that's
what John said there, look, there's still, I keep saying January's a long month. There's still, 2 and a bit weeks to go in January, so it's still a long way to go for the 49ers to get it right and get it done. Notoriously, they are doing it late. Are you starting to, because I'm not hitting the panic mode. The first week in January, there's a lot of time to go. We'll deal with the last week. It's only the second week.
I hit the panic button in the 1st of December.
I'm not panicking, but I can't feel myself just being like, what's going on? You know what I mean?
No.
You're telling yourself you're not going to panic.
Refreshing your phone every 2 seconds.
It's like your man in that meme. Now I'm panicking. But that's what it feels like. Do you know what I mean? And
well, what's that other meme? The meme on TikTok. I think it's a Muppet, is it? His face. He's mad hair, and he's just looking at dead silent. You know what I'm talking about? No, you do. You know what I'm talking about.
Anyway. Yeah, I don't know
Enough of
what I
that
was saying
talk.
there. I thought losing me trail of thought there now with you. Yeah, no, sorry, yeah. And it feels like at the start of the window, I'm like, yeah, no, look it, don't be panicking. Notoriously we do it towards the end of the
No, I'm
window under the
panicking.
49. But like now it feels like that because you see everyone else making moves around us. Like you see Sheffield United going out and doing bits, you see Burnley doing bits, Sunderland are doing really, really good bits, and it just feels like everyone else around us are getting their ducks in a row, getting them in the door, getting them trained.
It's Leeds.
They're not hanging
Yeah.
about straight in, no kissing. And then it's like Leeds now are just waiting and waiting and waiting. And it's just like every time we feel like we wait. And I hope it's worth the wait. I hope it is. I hope they have something up their sleeve where it is
Yeah.
going to be a statement sign, because I'm going to go back to that interview. I think it was after Hull. I think when Farke turned around and said, I can't rule, it was after Hull, where he said, I can't rule out a statement signing. He expects a quiet window, but he can't rule out a statement signing. So it has to be something. There has to be something in the background that they're
What I
thinking.
will say, in the past, I haven't been so. Sorry, lads.
Yeah.
I am dyslexic. The words do come in a second. Positive. That's the word I'm looking for. Here we go. Hit the nail on the head. I haven't been so positive in from previous owners. The 49ers, they're like ninjas in the dark, lads. Everything's hush hush on the QT, and we don't know. The only information that I ever get is either on Facebook or X when some absolute lunatic has been sitting on Flight Tracker for 24 hours straight and going, look, there's a private jet coming in. It could be Raphinha. I'm not too sure, but it could be.
Yeah.
So that's the way I am. But look, apart from all that, I think it's going to be late as usual. Or if not, there's stuff going on in the background. But then you hit the nail on the head as well. Maybe getting rid of Joffrey first, this sounds harsh when I say it that way, is freeing up a little bit of space in order to bring other people in.
Yeah.
Collectively, we need about 7 players. Maybe I'm asking for a bit too much, but that's what we do need, especially if we go up to the Premier League. But for now, get a 10, get a 9, get rid of Bamford. We're all good. Sale playing. By the way, lads, I don't know if anyone heard. Now, maybe I'm breaking this news. Has anyone heard about Jamie Shackleton? No?
Seen it.
They see me rolling. Hey. Do not drink drive, lads. It's not good.
Yeah.
Man, like that's just pure negative impact now on us again, isn't it? Because it says on the headline, former Leeds United player.
Yeah, look, why didn't it just say Sheffield?
Why didn't it say Sheffield United? You had to make sure it said Leeds United.
Of course it did. Of course
Madness.
Get the clicks. Big up, Michael. Thanks for popping in, buddy. The earlier the player come in, the quicker they are available to play. And that's it, Dylan, isn't it? That's it. Get them in, get them training, get them up to speed. And the longer then we have them to make an impact on our run.
It gets them in on the last day of the season, and then, they're 6 or 7 weeks away before they get on the bench.
Yeah, I think that could be a good one, Richard. A good home on that. That could be a good one. Could you imagine the City of Plymouth if Leeds United have to win that game down there? Everything just be on lockdown, shops boarded up, like, oh, mental. We should, Richard, players, we have to be home and house before then. I can't. Surely Dylan can't go to the last day of the season. I can't. There are lots of these deals aren't done. Yeah, Brenton Diaz has not signed for Sheffield. Yeah, no, not yet, buddy. But it feels like it's close. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of murmurs and just
noise. There's noise. There's
but like they're genuine links still out. Like with Leeds, it's just like rumours, like someone's spewed, and then the next day,
in the water.
The club are squashing it. Like, look, yeah, it might be a good thing. I said to Matty and Danny last night on my stream, we're going to. And evening, ladies, evening, Dr. Cox, thanks for popping in, pal. Good to see you. And Sargent is injured, and that's the thing. I like Dylan. I like Sargent. I really, really do. I think he's a good finisher. He's a good player at this level. Definitely make an impact. It's just that injury, isn't it? He always seems to pick up them injuries through the season where he's out for long periods of time. And can Leeds take that risk? They need it to work. Whoever they bring in, whether it's going to be a 10, the striker or right back, whoever Leeds decide to sign, that's going to be their statement sign, is what Daniel Farke is saying. I know injuries can happen, but they need to make sure, don't they?
We need someone like a fine wine, hint, hint, nudge, nudge, wink, wink. You need another Pablo Hernandez.
Yeah, I just don't get him anymore. Just that, never replace him, Dylan. We never will. He's irreplaceable.
But we need someone with a bit of experience there. Not really going out there and buying a player that's played in all the noise. What drives me mad about Leeds, all these big players played in the Bundesliga, played in in La Liga, played in such and such, and they're average, pure average. Like,
Not many good strikers in the championship.
No.
Yeah, I agree, Woody.
Like, let's be honest, lads. Over the last while, who has been a standout for Leeds United? Raphinha.
Yeah.
Someone that just literally takes your breath away. You go, whoa, hold on a second here. Raphinha is. That's it.
Yeah, I agree. No point in signing an injury-prone player to replace an injury-prone player. Yeah, that's Sean. You put a nail on the head, buddy. Nail on the head. Yeah, we can't be doing. I think Solomon was a little bit different. The start of the season, it was worth the punt to see how that one was going to turn out. And look, it's gone well with Solomon, but Sargent he always seems to be picking up them injuries. Dylan, look, we've gone way off script here. Way off script. Next,
That's
went
what
out the
happens
door.
here at OnlyLeedsBros.
Charlie Crew went to Doncaster, League 2 Doncaster, and very much pushing for promotion out there. I think it's a brilliant signing for them. Brilliant move for him. He can go. It's going to be a tough league. Straighten himself up. I just think it's a brilliant move for him just to go play football again. He was one of them players I felt sorry on when he's just sitting there on the bench. You know, he's a very close spectator, but never really getting on the pitch. You think he got on against Plymouth? Yeah, I think it was Plymouth, wasn't it? Plymouth at home when we were 3 up. He looked all right as well, but he was never really going to get a good run of games in this, especially when Gilavogi came in as well. It was kind of more or less said that Farke didn't really fully trust him, didn't it? What did you make of his move to Doncaster?
I think, it's very similar to the Charlie Cresswell one. Obviously, it's not as much heated, and there was obviously issues between Cresswell and Farke, because he was moaning over him.
Oh, if only, Richard. If only.
But look, to be honest with you, I thought he was going to make a statement this year. I really did. I thought he'd be a bit more involved. But allowing is a great thing for him as well. Same with Joffy. Put a bit of experience, let them play football. That's what they need, lads. There's no point of hanging around, starting at 11 and not being smart. Like, at the end of the day, if I was Crew and seeing all these players around the club, I'm going to name names. The likes of Bamford, just in the treatment room, left, right, centre. And can't make an impact now. I know he's a defender and Bamford's a striker, but I mean, he needs that bit of experience. He's not playing football. There's too many people ahead of him. Let him go. Hopefully he'll come back a bigger and better player for next year for the Premier League, and he can do us some sort of
there's definitely a player to already be called up with the Welsh squad as well. There's definitely a player in there. So he's one of them that just has to go and play, and that's what I was bringing it back to when again he's another one that was on our bench. Very much taking a spot. He was always in the matchday squad. He's gone out the door. Gelhardt's gone out the door as well. It just feels like trying to read between the lines, and it's hard with this Leeds ownership and the 49ers because they do move in silence. They keep things very close to their chest. But trying to put 2 and 2 together, is that them, making a little bit of room on the bench, getting people out on long, kind of not clearing the books, but just making a bit of space to kind of get someone, in them positions.
Well, who said it though, that any player that does go out on loan or is sold, they will be replaced?
I think Kinnear said it, didn't he? I think Kinnear said it. Kinnear said it at the start. Yeah.
Here we go.
We have to do it. Look at these lads have to go play. Have to go play
players
football.
Out the door.
There's no denying that. 100%. Joffy and Charlie Crew had to go play football for their development and their own careers. 100% agree with it. But then, what does that mean for Leeds United? Then you can't. The two of them. I know Joffy's been out of the squad, I think, since Bristol away. Charlie Crew has been in the squad, so that's a spot now. Who fills his spot in the squad? Surely it has to be a signing. Reading between the lines, it's more so like what Leeds aren't doing is what I'm kind of looking into it, trying to read between the lines, trying to guess what they're going to do. Yeah. That's my thinking behind it anyway. It looks like they're trying to clear a spot there, doesn't it? Especially they can't hang their hat on Bamford. We've seen if Pirro gets injured, we've seen Joseph against Harrogate. We can't rely on him this season. Certainly can't rely on Patrick Bamford. We're snookered if Pirro gets injured.
I just think we need to stop relying on players individually as such. At the end of the day, like, we're talking about a club that has 2 options here. It could either flow or it's going to sink, and I'd like to think that it's going to flow, because if the 49ers get this window wrong, come April, come March, games come thick and fast. Last international break before the last bit of grind.
Yeah.
And me and you are looking at each other. Well, all of us are looking at each other going, well, Strike is injured.
Yeah.
Ampadu's in Rotwell is going to be out at the end of the season.
Yeah.
No, and you're saying to yourself,
That's when it's squeaky bum, Dillo, isn't it?
that's
Yeah.
what I'm trying to say, lads. And like these games are really, really gonna start coming thick and fast. They're only gonna get more competitive. They're only gonna get more hard hitting, and we can't be relying on it.
A
Yeah,
lot more rides on them, doesn't it?
yeah. Like I'm not asking to go out and buy 5 or 6 players. Go ahead if you know that's the right thing to do,
Yeah.
but go out and get at least 2 loan players if you can, and buy a player. That's for a quality that you know that's going to do well in the Premier League next season.
Yeah.
Look, regard that's like we seem to be always worried about the future. Let's just concentrate on the present right now.
Yeah. I agree.
Get there, and then in May, then I can go. You can do what you want, when you want, how you want.
Yeah, 100%. So that's definite outgoings. So that's Gelhardt and Crew gone. Moving on to a possible outgoings. There's been a couple of murmurs now. Look at Jerry Lynch's famous saying, take this with a little bit of pinch of salt. It's the same thing, what you see on social media. There has been a little bit, Dylan, about Paddy Bamford, the Blackburn. Now, trying to bear in mind with his injury, who's going to sign an injured player? But John Eustace did say for Blackburn that he is on a long list of their players, and he admires Bamford, that he played with him back in his Derby days as well. Again, it's another one of them that you look at. Why is he even entertaining that conversation? Why is he even speaking about Patrick Bamford potentially being on his short list or his long list of players that he's potentially looking at? Do you find that one like a little bit weird that he even engaged in that conversation instead of, just shooting it down there and then and saying, Patrick Bamford plays for another club, I don't want to talk about it, very much like what Daniel Farke does. But he seemed to be happy to engage in that conversation, talk about him being a good player, and he was on the list of players that they were potentially looking at. How did you find out?
A weird one, considering for me, like if I was a manager, I wouldn't really want to be bringing someone in, regardless of how good they are or not. If they're suffering from injuries from left, right, and centre since Bielsa left, because that's how long it's going on, lads. And I'm just tired of it. But yeah, it is a weird one, to be fair. Like at the end of the day, I'd be all for it. I'd snap the hand off Blackburn straight away, whatever they want. You can have them for free if you want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What Shane Cabinet says here, with the lads going out alone, there has to be something planned. There has to be something. That's what it feels like. They're moving people on, and especially it's players that have been on the bench that has been, blustering that bench. Yeah, they haven't been playing, but they've been filling that bench. So who else come on? Is Farke going to pull, younger players up to fill that squad on a promotion run in? I don't think so. So hopefully this is us.
Really, but these are professionals, lads, and it seems to be when you weigh up the options and what's been. What's going on?
He's faking it.
Well, I tell you one thing. I hope he is. It'd be great, wouldn't
it? Yeah. Richard Hogan says he admires him. That's all, really. If yes, injured, then he can't pass medical, and that's it. He won't pass a medical, Richard, 100%. And I agree, and that's what I think. I think it was weird. It came out on social media. When I first seen it, I was like, absolutely no chance at all. Not going anywhere. He's injured. Then it seemed to get a bit of traction over a couple of days. And then you listen to John Eustace, and he wasn't fully shooting it down. He wasn't fully going, I'm not even getting into that dialogue. Yeah, I played with Patrick at Derby, good player, but not for us. He did seem to say that he's on their list. He's low down the list, but he is on the list. Look, why would you even say that?
Why would you engage?
Get involved in that dialogue. I felt like that one's a strange one. So there might be something. Maybe like a talk between a brother is.
I don't know if this is true or not. This way, like, look, it's not Leeds related, but it is to the same degree. Archie Gray. Anyone hear anything about him?
Yeah, potentially Madrid. I've seen floating about.
That's serious. That is brilliant.
Raphinha, Barcelona could win the Ballon d'Or, and Archie Gray going to play for Madrid. Like, what is going on here? Like,
so that's just typical Leeds, isn't it? Isn't it? All joking aside, like typical.
Yes, going back to Bamford, lads. Yeah, I can't see it happening. I can't see it going anywhere.
It's all Horta's fault.
I think even towards the end of the window, we might get another couple of murmurs. I don't think he'd be out for 45. I think he probably will be back for the end of January. I can't see him going anywhere. I can't see anyone paying his wages. Can't see him wanting to move on. Yeah, it's one that feels very unlikely, Dillo, doesn't it? For Paddy Bamford to go anywhere.
I think at this stage, yeah, lads, he's just like, he's like that clock in your grandmother's house that's been, taken away for the last whatever how many years, and it's just sitting there waiting for the batteries to be changed.
Gathering dust.
Yeah, literally gathering dust. I think everyone now knows, like me and you, to a certain degree, that I can't stand Patrick Bamford. Like I can't. I never did, lads. Even when he was good in the Premier League, lads, I
Do
didn't
you know
like him.
what? Like, do you know what annoys me? Like, I do love him. We got into dialogue with two Irish Leeds fans outside the Mew a while back. Do you
Yeah,
remember it though? Well, now
I
look at
do.
they
Yeah, I
had a
do.
couple of drinks and they were absolutely Patrick Bamford mad. They loved him and they talked up and he said he should be playing. Don't know why Farke's playing. They were very much blaming Farke and look what he done in the turn January last year. He was brilliant and he needs to play more and stuff like that. And we were obviously trying to get our message across is because we can't rely on him. That's the issue here. The reason why he didn't come back into that squad was like because he got injured again. His body broke down. I think it was a calf injury last year when he came out of the squad after the 13 games. His body broke down again, so we can't rely on him again. But I think it comes down to me to negligence from the football club is that
Mm.
it's got to the stage with Patrick Bamford now where it is really not. I hate using the word hate, but he should have been moved on longer. And I feel like the
Mhm.
longer he's staying at Leeds and the longer this is going on, the more that's like tarnishing his reputation of what he did at Leeds United, that he could have potentially, the likes of your Aylands, your Coopers, your Dallas, your Click, all them players that we'll look back on in years to come. We
Mm.
already do look at them as legends, but we'll look back at them
He's
in
just damaging it. I know what you
years'
mean. Yeah,
time
he's.
going, geez,
Yeah.
what a player Click was, you know, and just feels like he's damaging his reputation that little bit more. Not but like solely just him, but maybe the football club as well have a duty there to turn around and go, yeah, look at, let's just try and move on. Let's try and part ways, Patrick. It's not working out here for you. Can we try and move on? I just feel like the longer it's going on, the more hate he's getting from the fan base. It used to be very much everyone loved Bamford in the Premier League. It was like a 70-30 to a hate. Then it went very much 50-50. But now it feels like it's very much heavily sided. And again, like it's not really hate, but people are very much like, what's he still doing here? And it turns to anger, do you know what I mean? Like from him. And I just think like he's doing his reputation at Leeds United no good, and potentially when he's come back in 10, 15 years, you probably won't get the reception that he should have got because people will just look back on it where like is a little bit tainted. I don't
But
know if
like,
that's to say.
but then even at that, Darren, as well. Like, who's to say behind closed doors that Bamford isn't asking for an escape clause?
I don't know, Dillo. Yeah,
Do you know
that's
what I mean?
yeah.
Like,
Like, you don't
it's.
know. Yeah,
No, what I am trying to say, like from what I know, Bamford looks like a very intelligent person. Like,
100%.
you
Yeah,
know, you just
yeah, yeah,
you know what I'm talking about. He just
yeah.
looks,
He ain't
he
stupid.
just
Yeah,
looks it, and I genuinely don't think, and I do not condemn it. I'm going to say it repeatedly. No player, no matter who you play for, or what club you play for, should receive any sort of death threats
no,
whatsoever.
100%.
Wrong. End of. Don't dusted.
Yeah, that's
I'm
mental.
not.
Ducky Fuss says that as well. They're like,
So,
is it? It's in class. What a
that
picture,
is
man.
deadly, innit? What a picture.
But like what he says, Dylan, like yeah, I think it's a 60 or 70 cent pay cut that he took coming down to the championship, and I was like, brilliant. Look what Paddy Bamford does, but he goes back to them wages now. If Leeds get promoted again or reverts back, is he so much sitting here going, well, if we go up next season, I'm on a 70% wage increase back to the wages that I'm on. I'm just going to do the same thing there, play out my contract because I think someone in the chat would say, I think it's not out till 2026. So he potentially has another year beyond that as well. If he
Yeah.
decides to go, if he decides to do a Gareth Bale at Real Madrid and go, I ain't going nowhere. I'm happy enough sitting here on the bench. I'm happy enough picking up me now
Wage.
70% wage
Yeah.
increase. Do you know what I mean?
I said,
Not
I
saying he
wanted
is
him,
doing that, but
I
go
just
on.
wanted him to really turn it around. Like, I keep saying every time that he is injured and he comes back, I'm like, this is it, this is it. I want him to just give us one more haul and just go for it.
Yeah, that's,
You
yeah,
know, just go for it. Lads, I'm not being smart. Imagine everyone that's in this chat, me and you, Darren, and the Leeds United Global in general, to turn around and go, we had it all, we lost it all, certain players left, but Bamford stuck by us and he got us back to the Premier League. Not him solely, but he was involved.
involved now.
I think he could
A
go
little
out.
bit like Melier, Dylan. A little bit like Melier.
Would you not think it would be a happy ending? And my opinion would turn around and go,
Yeah.
10 out of 10, fair play to you. Regardless whether you're doing your podcast, you're 70 grand a week, no matter
Yeah.
what it was, you stuck by us, you
Finish it
grinded
on
it
a
out.
high. Finish it
Finish it
on
on
a
a
high.
high. But going out now and not seeing it for the rest of the season and we get promoted, and then like that you said, you know, he gets his pay rise again and he's in the Premier League. Whether he comes on in the Premier League and scores 40 goals, couldn't give a rat's.
Yeah.
He should have went and he should still go. But
Yeah.
finish on a high. This is the season to do it and do it.
Yeah.
End
I
of.
agree. Yeah,
That's what I would like. I just feel not necessarily they become a legend, but at least you can turn around and go, yeah, all the Bielsa days, you know. Geez, remember how hard it was when we had Marsh. Remember Bamford. Yeah, but look, lads, you have to give him a pat on the back. He stuck it out. He stuck it out.
You give Pat a pat.
Yeah, pat. Give him a dig in
Ian
the
Ward
head.
says Bamford will want to play. He hasn't got many years left in the legs. Maybe a move to US. Yeah. maybe, and yeah, that could probably suit him down to the ground a lot.
Was there
wouldn't it, moving out?
there was rumours obviously Wrexham as well, wasn't it? That was knocking, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
Wrexham was there, but like I can't see Paddy Bamford dropping down Dylan that low into that kind of sort of physical kind of level. I do think Ian probably has the nail on the head there. Probably will be somewhere foreign like the US if a team are willing to take a punt on him. John says, Darren, someone gave you a membership on JSY. I think I must check that out, John. I didn't see that. Thanks very much, whoever did give me that. That's really, really nice. I must check that one out. Thanks very much
What's
for
that?
that one, buddy. It's just a membership. Someone gifted me a membership on the JSY. She's really good. She like basically does watch alongs for everything. She's a Leeds fan, but check her out though. Yeah, really, really good content over there. Must check that out, John. Thanks very much for letting me know that, buddy. Dylan, next one of potential and possible, and again, very, very take this with a lot of salt. Willy Gnonto has been said, and it's rumored the club didn't really squash it, but they haven't confirmed it. That there's interest from Saudi. No clubs have been named in this. I can't see it happening, but it still is very much doing the circles around the internet again that there is clubs in Saudi for Willy Gnonto. Is that one you think the club will entertain, or is that
Yeah.
something that would you entertain it?
I wouldn't entertain it.
You
But
wouldn't.
at the same time, depending on the price, and then, you said it week in, week out, Gnonto has the kind of tendency that he's 1 foot in and 1 foot out.
Yeah,
And I think he's proven. Look, lads, we forgive and forget what he's done in the past.
yeah.
Oh, sorry, we forgive, but we'll never forget. That's what I meant to say. So, like, regardless of that, whether Saudi do come knocking, if the money's right for him, he's gone. And if the money's right for us,
Do you think so?
he'd be
And do you
pushed
think
out.
they do it now, Dylan? Do you think they'll do it now in January? I think it's massive. It's a massive gamble.
Determine on what they do with the phones or who they have lined up there.
I think if Gnonto's playing, if he's consistent and he's hitting the levels that he was last season, we're not even entertaining this conversation. We're throwing out as Leeds fans going, absolutely not. Not in the January window. We need to keep him. We need to get out of this league. But I think the only reason why we're even thinking about this and having this discussion of Willy Gnonto is because he hasn't hit them heights yet this season. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, 100%. Look, lads, Darren, at the end of the day, right, going back to Rutter and Somerville, and obviously you could say, right, I don't know about you, but look, I've said it week in, week out. Last season, it was the Somerville Leeds. It was the Rutter Leeds. It just didn't seem like all over the pitch we were a complete unit as a team. Yeah, we played well and we done 90-point trophy. I'm not taking that away. But I just feel at times it seemed like if them boys weren't on it, no one else was going to step up. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
They're saying, and, all things considered, when Somerville did walk out the door, it felt like he was passing the torch on to Gnonto, as we said in previous videos. He has commented on social media posts saying, it's your time to shine, brother, etc. And he hasn't.
Yeah.
He's had a slump, he's up and he's down, and he's up and he's down.
It's just so inconsistent.
I know, but then we're talking about, he's better on the left, he's better on the right. We're constantly trying to make excuses for him. We're constantly trying to defend him, and all behold, it's just not working, is it? Yeah. I don't think it is, lads. Let's be honest. He's killing it in the sense of he's over trying. He's trying too hard.
Yeah,
and then that brings.
Yeah, it's not like he's not trying. It's not for the want of trying.
He's definitely trying.
Yeah. He hasn't thrown the book in on.
Then it brings me back then to the, I always say, and I know some people are like, what are you talking about? He's entitled to. But I just feel like there's a bit of greed of him. I think he's trying to do it himself. He's trying to walk it into the net himself. He's trying too hard. And then, sometimes when he loses the ball, he's down on the ground, he throws his hands in the air. The usual kind of take. So, at the end of the day, as Doug Fuss says there, if Saudi come in here and 20 million, I'd take the hand up. I think you would agree.
Then it's up to the club then, Dylan, to reinvest big time.
Yeah, but there's 20 million that you can get whatever how many players you want.
The thing is with Gnonto, I'm very much on the fence with this, and I think it's not a gamble from the club.
I don't want them to go.
Yeah, no, neither do I.
I just want to make that clear.
I think if Gnonto's playing at his full potential, like what I said, we're not even having this conversation and we're not even entertaining it. And the only reason we are is because he hasn't got anywhere near them heights. His numbers were very, very good at the start of the season, but he's very much tapered off. He hasn't been in the game at all. He's very rarely impacting games now where he's starting or coming off the bench, which I think is a real problem for him. But I'm in two minds with this and what Ducky Fuss says, 20 million and take it. I'm like, yeah, that's good, but then we need to invest it. We need to invest it straight away. We
Yeah,
need
but
to
they
make
get a
sure.
few players
Now,
out of it.
there's no
Yeah.
taking the 20 million, putting it in our pockets and going, we'll wait till the
No.
Premier League. We
Spend the
need to
20
do it
million
because
on
what
whatever how
happens
many
if
players you need.
we know with the pace of Dan James, he's so susceptible to picking up hamstring and calf injuries because of his pace. It always happens. But in fairness, he always recovers well and he does get back ahead of time. If something like that happens, you know what I mean? Largy's had an injury as well. Then, you know, Solomon's injury record as well. Do you know what I mean? It's a lot to risk where Gnonto, in theory, never really, he's probably the least injured out of them three. Do you know, he's less injury prone rather than the other three wingers that we have. So I
Yeah.
think it's a massive gamble. You need to reinvest it if you're going to do it. You need to have something in mind, line
I
of
hope they
breaking
don't
out.
do it.
Whether it's your boy, the boy Whitaker from Plymouth, whether they can get someone like him. They need someone with real talent, someone that's going to come in and make an impact. None of this, like, we'll see how he gets on. You know, he's a potential, stuff like that. They need someone, a proper statement sign if that happens.
100%.
I just don't think they will. I just don't think Leeds will entertain it, Dylan, in January. Maybe at the end of the season, whether we go up or come down, Gnonto wants to kind of move his career on. But then he's thinking if he goes to Saudi, he ain't getting anywhere near that Italian national team as well. Like, no chance. They won't entertain that. They look at all the players that are playing in the top divisions across Europe. So if he goes Saudi, I can't see him then. And it's very much, I know the money. It's all money nowadays. But it's very much a downside of his career then, isn't it?
It's ruining football. It's shit. It's absolute shit.
It's just the level of quality then that he's playing against. And then, of course, he's going to look brilliant out there. So you see Ronaldo, that's 106 still out there banging in goals in the Saudi League. So, yeah, to me, John says, I can get you two on a JSY stream on Saturday. No holes. Monetize it. Yeah, give us a shout, John, if you text us on one of our social medias. I'll come back to you on that one, buddy. Looks completely disinterested last month or so. Bin him off. And no, I haven't forgotten. Yeah, I don't think we'll ever forget Shane, buddy, will we? We'll never. I think it's one thing with Leeds fans, we're very, very good at remembering, aren't we? We're very good at holding grudges. But like you look at Aronson, Shane, look at he's very much came back in. We booed him. We told him what we felt. He's pulled up his socks. But again, it's just, there'll always be that something there with Aronson Dylan Mount. There'll always be that you did.
No matter what, lads, no matter what. Like, at the end of the day,
we don't forget. We forgive and we move on, but we never
hold on. I'll put it this way. I'll put it in this way. You meet a girl and you're with her for whatever how many years she cheats on you, right? And you try to sort it out. No matter what happens, whether he's have 40 kids and married and he's lived the rest of his life together, that's still always going to be in the back of your head.
Trust.
Regardless.
Trust.
It's gone. And,
trust.
And that's
the word. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
So,
once the trust is broken, do you think Willie will stay if we don't get? Nah, I don't think so, buddy. But having saying that, Ian, after the playoff final, I thought he'd be the first one out the door. I thought he'd be gone dealing with you.
I genuinely think because he dirtied his babe, whether his agent or Farke or just gonna say guidance counsellors sat him down and said, you need to play here in order to maybe find yourself. And maybe that's something that Gnonto is struggling with lately, is actually finding himself.
Yeah, could be, Dylan. Could be 100%. Sean from Wilco White says, do we keep him for the Prem?
I'm going to say, just all things considered on how well he performs from now until May.
Yeah.
Because I feel if he's going to keep doing the slump that he's doing, then he, as
Shane
said there, he's disinterested.
Yeah.
So, but then on the other hand is, Saturday comes and he plays and he bangs in a hat-trick. And then he starts kind of making some sort of impact over the next couple of months. Then I could go, right, well, in the summer we can have the conversation. Look, you're a Premier League player now, or do you want to go? Here's the option. You have an option. We can offer you X, Y, and Z, but this team is not going to offer you X, Y, and Z. And let him make the decision. And if he does leave it, at least we can turn around and go, well, at least we know where his
it feels like with Gnonto, like, and we did have the talk, Sean, on our match reaction after Harrogate. It just always feels like to me that Gnonto's always 1 foot out the door, and it doesn't really. I don't really fully get the void from that. He's fully Leeds. Do you know what I mean? Like when you think back, even just recent legends, like what I said, like Click, Aylan, Dallas, Cooper, they were Leeds. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, not unbelievably talented players, but they were Leeds. They wanted to be here. Felt like they loved the city. They were involved in it. It feels like with Gnonto, I don't know if it's just me, Dilo, but like, do you get that void from he always feels like he's one good offer away to go and see us later, lads. I don't know why that is, and maybe it is because he handed in, and it mightn't be that at all. But it feels like that he's just one just waiting to
Lads,
go.
I'm a firm believer. He got too big for his boots. This player came to Leeds and he was smashing it. He's playing for the Italian, proper Italian team. He was banging in goals every time that he played for Leeds. He was making impact. There was noise. There was constant noise around him. He was young. He was exciting. No one's seeing a player come out and have that, strength and integrity and just flair about him at such a young age. The noise around it. Like, at the end of the day, I'm not sticking up for Ronaldo. Lads, he's young.
He's still
very young.
Yeah.
And
What
at
is
that
he?
time,
Is he 20 or 21, Dylan?
he's 20 now, I think. Isn't it?
Yeah, go on. What were you saying? Anyway, I'll check out what ages.
It's just like, he rose to fame too quickly.
You think so?
Like, wherever he was, and where was he? Switzerland, was it? Where was he?
Yeah,
Where was he playing before Leeds?
He actually, he was in the Swiss league. Yeah, he is. He's only 21. He only went 21 in November, so he's still a young lad. Like, still, very young.
And then like that when the noise was and he was banging in goals and he was exciting and obviously the Premier League at the time, he got too big for his boots. Let's call a spade a spade, and wanted to jump ship like the rest of them. But unfortunately, you're only a young lad. You're not Ronaldo. Like, you haven't got the authority to just turn around and say you're jumping ship when you want it. You have to prove it. And maybe that's something.
He did now, in fairness, like after he came back into the squad, he was
he did. Yeah.
He was very much
look himself in the mirror.
Pupil,
that's what it was.
Wasn't he? He was very much the best pupil. Like, you could see him. He came back in. He wanted to remember down at Plymouth in the cup game. He was brilliant down there. He very much wanted to, right them wrongs, and like, he got a lot. He got a lot of sticks. Remember the banner of before the game? It was like Gnonto the big baby and stuff like that. And he wanted him out. You refuse to play. You don't play again and stuff like that. Like, he was gone. Essentially, he was out the door. And his turnaround to come back and actually get back in and play and make an impact towards the end of the season was good as well. It's one of them, but the reason why I'm holding up Carl's comment here is I wouldn't take 30 million for Gnonto now, but I take 15 in the summer. And that's what I feel as well. I feel like now is a massive gamble at the minute to do that, because you're potentially pushing a player out the door that you know is potential. You know the heights he can hit. He's been here. He knows the club. You're throwing him out the door for 20, 30 million potentially, and then you're trying to bring someone in, trying to embed them, get them used to their style of play, trying to build them up to speed and stuff like that. It could work. It could be absolutely brilliant, but it's a massive risk, still. It's a big risk. That's kind of where, like, I'm feeling at the minute. So I very much get what Carl's trying to say there. It sounds mental to say, I won't take 30 now, but I'll take 15 in the summer. But I do get what he's getting at there. It's just don't upset the apple tart at the minute. We are top of the league at the minute. We need additions, not our talented players going out. Do you know what I mean?
We need solutions, not problems.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. I agree with that. Amy Clark says, don't see it. Yeah, I don't see it. I can't see Leeds offloading anyone important to the squad like that. You might.
Needs a good slap.
He needs a good slap, yeah. Look, he's still very young, Shane, and that's the only thing I can think that it's petulant. I remember being a 21-year-old lad playing football, and Dylan will tell you I definitely needed a couple of slaps, not a good one. Sometimes they're just young and naive, and they will come out of it eventually. Gnonto signed a new contract. He'd definitely be gone if we don't go up 100%, Michael. 100%. He'd be gone. He'd be out the door. Definitely. Joe Blackburn is in the building. Hello, sadly, not a raid. The size, I hope, because of FM stream. Don't be worrying, Joe. Thanks very much. Lads, Joe will be joining us on Saturday for the match build-up ahead of Sheffield Wednesday, so make sure you pop in for that one. Joe will be in the building to give his thoughts. And Ducky Fuzz, I love saying that name, Ducky Fuzz. We could use the cash to bring in a 10, and they don't come cheap. Yeah, they don't. Also, Brendan can play wide if required. Yeah, I just don't like the thought of Brendan playing the wing, Dillo, do you? Of moving him like that.
I don't like him. I don't like him, to be honest, lads. I don't even know where Brendan plays.
Yeah.
I'm being honest with you. He's look, that's another day. I'm not being negative. We're going up.
Oh, I think he would have been gone, Ian. I think he would have been gone. How do you think Bielsa would have handled that?
Yeah, that's a good comment. I like that.
Do you remember, didn't Somerville throw his toys out of the pram with Bielsa as well, and he very much, like, not banished him, but he very much was just like, yeah, go on then. I think he was in talks with Cardiff then or something like that, Somerville.
Was it Cody
Drama?
It was Cody Drama.
I think it was
And
Cody
then the one
Drama.
with Somerville was with Jesse Marsh. He told him
Yeah,
not to leave
that's
the
what it
country for
was.
his
Yeah,
birthday. And he went, he
yeah,
left.
that's what it was. Sorry,
Yeah,
Dillo, it was. Yeah, no, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Stand corrected. Yeah, it was. It was. Yeah, it was Cody Drama. Yeah, I don't think Bielsa would have stood for it. Ian, to be honest with you, I think we all know Bielsa well enough
Going
to
back to
know
what Shane
if
said, I
you're
think
not a
Bielsa would have hit him
million
a slap.
if you're not a million percent on board with any of Bielsa's methods, I don't think you're gonna last here. And again, he could have thrived under him. There's so many players that did thrive under him. Stop with the young thing. We just Archie's different breed though, buddy. Archie's just generational talent. Just watch
No,
Archie.
no,
How did he get on actually, lads? I didn't even watch. Did he play
I
well?
agree with what Shane is saying there.
He
My
felt
point
good
though
enough.
about the Gnonto thing is what I'm trying to say. He's just
It's petulance. It's petulant. It's
he
young
rose
and
to fame too quick and he got into his own head. It's not
yeah.
necessarily he hasn't got the talent.
I think he's just
He
young and
does.
naive. Both
Yeah,
of them,
exactly.
brilliant.
Exactly.
And Archie just hasn't got the naivety in him. I don't think.
Archie's just
But
a pure legend. He just doesn't give a
Gnonto
rat's.
definitely
And,
does.
you're not buying Gnonto, lads. He gets into his own head. You know, buy it. 100%.
He has that petulance in his game, 100%. I did say on stream with Evie, does the Prem suit Gnonto better? Yeah, more space, more field given, etc. We've seen that he can do it in the Prem. His attitude is an issue, 100%, and it keeps coming up, and you can see there from Shane and yourself, Sean, and people have said it as well that it is a massive issue. His attitude, isn't it? Like he really needs to get.
He has matured though, lads. He has.
He has this season. He has got better than it. Still needs to completely go out of his game for me.
Yeah.
The petulant side of the game. But yeah, Sean, you brought up a great point, and to be honest, I think if we didn't see Gnonto playing in the Premier League, we're saying he's never doing it in the Premier League. But because we did, and we've seen what he can do and the influence he can have, maybe again because he was just young, he didn't care. It was just that kind of what you going to say, Dylan, that the bravery of a young lad. Just he went and just took on the world, and he was brilliant in the Premier League. You look at Sean, it remains to be seen. Like, can he do it again? Are Leeds going to get there? Is he going to stay for it? I suppose it's all that, isn't it? Archie surrounded by professionals, and that's the great dynasties. Yeah, his uncle, granddad, and his dad as well would have been surrounded by seeing how they train, eat, sleep, everything like that. So
What a family.
good.
What a
There,
family.
Michael. Lads, look, I am going to drop the link in the chat. So if you are up for coming on, let us know what you want to see Leeds United do for this transfer window, what you think we should bring in, what you think we should get out. The link is there in the chat. We are going to move on to what we think Leeds United should bring in, the potential links. One, Dylan, that we seem to always come back to, but there hasn't been any concrete links, is Emi Buendia from Aston Villa. It's popped up again because Aston Villa have strengthened in that area again. So it very much seems like Emi Buendia is an outcast, a player that has done his ACL last season, hasn't played a lot of football for Aston Villa since going there. And number 10, what we're all crying out for, has played with Daniel Farke before, knows this division. It very much seems like one of them that feels like a no-brainer, but also one of them that doesn't feel like it's going to happen. What do you think of that one? Is Emi Buendia a player that you think Leeds should go and get?
I'll be back in a minute. I'll just get me wallet. We'll get him now. Sign him down. No, look, lads, I genuinely think for the profile of Buendia, he's a smashing player. He knows what the Premier League holds. He also knows what he did play in the Championship. He did, didn't he?
Playing the Championship with Norwich.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. I know.
It was Farke second. So we know Farke knows him. He knows
Yeah.
Farke. He knows what's asked of him as well.
Yeah. No brainer. 110%. And then, look, at the end of the day, regardless of the player who we got, as long as he can play in the 10, that's the main thing. Because that's the only place we haven't got cover at the minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're a bit light at the back, etc. But there's still players, if they are fit, can do a job there. So, what I did say in previous thing, I'd hold on to money until we get into the Premier League, but I will get the necessities. And Wendy is definitely a necessity.
Yeah.
But, same thing again. I can't comment on it. Consider I'm the type of
Surely he's going to want to go somewhere. Then, like, he can't continue where he's at Aston Villa. Like, he came on in their FA Cup game. Who did they play? He came on off the bench. If you're not even starting an FA Cup game, obviously you've seen our FA Cup game, our fringe player starting. If he's not even getting minutes for them in the FA Cup and he's only coming off the bench, surely he has to be thinking in his head, right, I need to get out here. I know he has said, and I only know this from watching Jerry Lynch from The View, which I'm sure we all watch, that his people have came out and said that he's not interested in dropping back down to the Championship. But surely there comes a time for a player that he just wants to go play football instead of just training matches and stuff like that, not playing games. Like, surely there'll have to come that point in the player's head going, look at now, I just want to go play football.
Yeah, 100%. I don't know. It's just this transfer stuff gives me just the heebie-jeebies. To be honest with you, it
Yeah.
just gives me a pure anxiety. I don't know what does be going on until there's some concrete evidence or Leeds have
Yeah.
posted we signed a new player.
Yeah. Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Shane Kavanagh, I think it's going to happen, but we right at the end of the window. Is that the point they own? That's I think so as well, Shane. Like I'm one of them where I sit there and I think about things and then I convince myself and then I have the other side of me brain just going, what are you talking about? You're not talking sense here. And the reason why I was thinking it was like maybe they are waiting to the end of the window to see what Villa do, because Villa are very much in the market. They're very much, blustering their squad, looking to move players on and stuff like that. So is it one of them that Leeds are holding out for someone like him? He feels very much to me like a Solomon type of signing. And what I get by that, a player that hasn't played much, has gone to a big club looking to establish his career, hasn't really quite done it, has had his fair share of injuries, and he's another one that I do think he'd be in the same sort of ilk as Solomon. Brilliant, unbelievable to have the talent to bring him down here, but he will be very much the question. If he does come in, we need to keep him fit. Be like Solomon, we need to keep him fit.
That's if we can keep him fit. It just seems to be an issue lately with sorry lads, the laptop's just acting a bit mag.
You're looking at the seeing a ghost there.
It just keeps it was acting a maggot there. Yeah, like it's we can't get Bamford fit at the minute, lads.
Yeah,
we can't be going relying on players that are injured or suffer from injuries. Now, as you said there, going back to like Gnonto's probably the most least injury prone player. Even with DJ, when he does get his tight hamstrings or strikeouts has his one or two. Look, we can't be affording for players to be injured. We need nothing but full commitment going forward, and that's it.
Yeah.
Regardless, but I take them though. Take them all, buy everyone.
I think it'd be a smart piece of business. I think for him as well to get his career going as well.
Mm.
What's the worst thing? You come here, play football. Look at Michael says, Emmy Brandy on loan, low risk with an ACL injury, 100%. Come here, play football, make an impact, get us back to the Premier League. Sign for Leeds in the Premier League if you do make an impact. If not, go back to Villa that you've done well. Let them move on and get your move on in your career what you want to do. So for me, it feels like a no-brainer, but it's very much the selling club, the player, his people, Leeds' people. The Leeds want to sign him. Leeds getting people out the door, funds. There's a lot to a transfer. Everything kind of needs to align for a player to come in the door.
Yeah.
And yeah, it is what he's talking about, buddy. Ducky Four says if we can get him, it will be the last. It's just so good. I have to say it every time I see his name. Sorry, you had to lose my trail of thought. If we get him, it would be last minute. If no better option come, but that's a risk. We need a 9, 10, and a 9. We definitely do. That definitely. It feels like the goalkeeper when they was gone off the boil. It was like after Meslier made that mistake. Everyone's like, we need a keeper. Now it feels like, it'd be all right if he goes with Darley, goes with Meslier. I'm very much the other side of it now again, Dillo, or you, that we need the outfield players. We need the 9 and we need the 10, or you? Yeah, they played West Ham, buddy. Yeah.
The 9 and the 10 is the crucial. That's one thing I've been saying. And then obviously, like previous months ago, we did have a lot of rumours knocking on the door about, Firpo and obviously what was going on there, and can't rely on Byram and Schmidt and Schmidt, and then obviously Bogle then as well, right back. Not been smart lad, so I don't want Amadou playing right back ever again.
Yeah.
So
there's no need for it.
If that I would jump even on a fullback that can play left or right, just with the noise that's around Firpo if he does go with Wober, and then look, to be fair, Byron, most consistent player we have.
Yeah,
he's putting a shift every time, but just under his track record of injuries, I would be a little bit hesitant to get someone in.
Yeah,
just for that bit of cover.
I agree. Again, lads, the link is there in the chat. If you're up for popping on and giving us your thoughts about the transfer window so far, you're more than welcome to do it. Shane Cavanagh says, Oma Dilly Ding Dong as well. That would be a good one. Yeah, so Oma Bamadelli, you had to make me lose his name. Oma Bamadelli, Dylan, we obviously know him. We've seen him a bit playing for Ireland. He's very much one of them players that can do a lot across that back line, can play centre half, can play in a back three, can play right back as well. Hasn't been playing much for Forest this season. It is a name that was kind of spout up, gone quiet, came back again. Again, he feels like someone like that it's if we can get him in on a loan, maybe with an option to buy, he feels like a little bit of a no-brainer as well, doesn't he? Just for that right centre half. If anything happens to Joe Rodon, an injury, a suspension, we all know what way Joe Rodon plays football. He's very much heart on his sleeve, and you can't tell him not to be like that because you just completely lose the type of player Joe Rodon is. So for me, and then the cover right back as well, Jaden Baldwin, we've seen him being out a bit this season, and just a little bit of cover there. Again, that just feels like a no-brainer. Just go and do it. Then you have a bit of cover. Then on your right hand side, your right back, and your centre half position. What do you think?
Yeah, 100%, definitely. You know, I think I still think there's a lot of work that needs to be done on Leeds, regardless whether we go up to the Premier League or we stay down in this godforsaken Championship. I think across the board it needs to be a completely shake-up, regardless of the outcome, and it's definitely going to give us as fans a bit of reassurance, but it's also going to give Farke a bit of reassurance of what players can do and what players can't.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, can we just literally. Or Sean from it's literally that's all. Like, we're not asking for much. Just something that's fit.
I think it's just it's January. It's January, as well. Like, it's, I suppose, like, this probably sounds contradictory. Like, it feels like it's such a hard window to go get the players that you need or want. They're obviously going to play over the top, or they're just not available. But then you see like what our promotion rivals around us, what they're doing. They're getting bits done. It feels like, why don't we go and do that as well? So yeah, just go some players, lads, and just put us all out of our misery. Sean Wilker White says, listen for work or I would. No problem at all, buddy. No problem at all. Always done well for us in a green shirt. Would be great cover. And I agree, Shane, 100%. And I suppose if you look at it then from a player's point of view, is he's coming here then not being guaranteed minutes. Is that fair to say, because he's not going to start ahead of Rodon again unless he gets injured or Bogle?
No, 110% not. I think Farke is definitely nailed down his starting 11. But if I'm being honest with you, considering the few knocks that people have, but I think anyone's coming into this team at the minute, it's going to be hard. Apart from Ampadu is the only one that seems to just walk on. But credit to you, he has played well, to be fair.
I did, though, yeah, in fairness. He was definitely well Stoke away, and Derby he was outstanding for us. He was a little bit acceptable, obviously, going into centre back, but I do think it's a big one. Getting Ampadu back and Gruev now as well is another big option as well. And Amy Clark says they never do much in January, and that's what it feels like, though, Dylan, is that we always seem to just sit on our hands and rest on our laurels in the January.
Going back to the first comment, I think it was John Redmond that put up, just sitting on our hands and Leeds will never learn.
It's a conversation, Dylan. If we go back to our videos that we've been banging at them since mid-November, me, you, and Mikey, I think it was on the final point or maybe a subscriber show. We had the conversation. Yeah, it actually was a subscriber show because Danny was there as well. And we had the conversation is when it comes around to January, we felt at that time that we didn't need much. Do you remember that was the conversation? I think it was Danny and Mikey said at the time that they don't feel like we need much in January, that this squad is good, it's perfectly good enough, that they don't feel like it's essential if there's something to be done. And now it's completely swung the other way, isn't it? In the space of, 8 weeks?
Yeah.
Everyone's turning around going, we potentially need a keeper, we need a centre back, we need cover and right back, we need a 10, we need a striker. That's how that's what a season can do to you. So everything can be like rosy here now, and that's what I'm looking at. That there's still 4.5 months of this season left to go, 20 games, there's a lot of games to go, a lot can happen, suspensions, injuries and stuff like that. And that's what it feels like when you actually look at our squad, you put it down on paper, brilliant talent in the squad, but if you just feel like we're just 1 or 2 injuries away from really being snookered, like i.e. Pirro, Rodon. We have the lads back in midfield. Like when Ampadu and Gruev was done, I thought that this is our season. That I thought we'd never get to January to get cover. Rodon or Rotwell and Tanaka done absolutely outstanding for us, which again goes a little bit unseen. But yeah, I just feel like we're 1 or 2 injuries away, Dillo, from like really shooting ourselves in the foot. And I think we need to do it now, don't we? It feels like we just don't need to. We don't need to leave out the chance, do we? It wouldn't, like, as fans, we're not going out and saying spend hundreds of millions and bring players in and make us all happy and bring us a shiny new toy. It's just go and do the simple thing, like what we did with Gilabogui. Yeah. Just do the simple thing, do the smart thing, get cover as a centre back.
That's what I'm saying. Like Gilabogui was just mad, like, for that to come out, like.
Yeah.
That's not a Leeds thing to do, like.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. You says loaning out Gelhardt and Crew means that we'll probably get at least one player should, but he shouldn't have reading between the lines. Farke wanted a number 10 at the beginning of the season, and I think that's still in his mindset. It has to be you because like as much as Aronson's performance has been good, Dillo, we still need that cover there because we've seen him being jaded. I think Aronson's been outstanding. We've said it. But when it always seems to come to that third game in the week or third game in 6 or 7 days, he's just out on his feet because he gives so much. He's not that type of player that can, like a Pirro, that can reserve energy. He's very much his game. It's a get about the pitch, it's run, it's close, hassle and hurry. And I just do think we need that swap up at times, don't we, to give him a rest, get a natural number 10 on there and, change it up a little bit.
Imagine if he did have someone that could create a bit more than what Aronson does.
Yeah.
Run down the clock and you can bring Aronson on with his injection of pace, with that kind of tempo that he brings. It'd be good, like. It really would be good.
Yeah. On the shells, Shane. In fairness, it was actually more balls, Shane. Actually, I haven't been to a balls match, but it would be more balls. But it was delighted to actually see Shells win the league. I know that's mad coming from a balls fan, but nice to see someone, especially where he's come from, after coming back up from League One and all. What a job Damien Duff has done there.
Anyone but Rovers.
Yeah. But loaning out Joffrey definitely weakens our bench, so we must be getting. That's the point, though, Ian, isn't it? Is that we are weakening our bench, and even Crew going. I know Crew hasn't played, but he has been on our bench. He's been part of that 7-man bench. Hasn't came on much, so you're creating a spot on that bench for someone, Dylan. Surely, he's not looking at pulling someone up from the 21s or 18s to come in and make an impact on a promotion run in. Like,
definitely not, 100% not. It's. What Ian is saying there is right. That definitely does weaken, but you need to get someone in. Whether it is on loan or you're buying someone.
Yeah.
It's definitely weakening someone. Like, lads, Joffrey had quality.
There's players out there on loan, Dylan. There has to be. There has to be. You have to be looking at them top teams in the Premier League. The fringe players that play for them are unbelievable. Can definitely do a job in the Championship. There surely has to be someone there. We've already spoken about it, Brian. They have to have a short list there of players and going, he's a potential. They keep telling us that it's a quiet window, but then Farke failed to rule out that there could be a marquee signing as well. So you can't have it both ways. You can't tell us going to be a quiet window and then tell us that you can't rule out a marquee signing, though, because naturally us as fans keeps us on our toes then, doesn't it? 100%. But it just feels like at the minute there's no genuine links out there, isn't there? There's a couple of murmurs and whispers going around, but nothing concrete.
I'd said I'm waiting for someone on X or Facebook to go, lads, there's a private jet coming in over Leeds Bradford as we speak.
Yeah, I agree with that, Ducky Fuzz, as well. Like, I don't think we we dip into the loan market anywhere near as much as we should do. I think 100% we definitely should be looking at that. And like what you said, if they don't do no good, well then send them back. Definitely should be looking at that. I think that we'll get a 10. Farke was talking about not getting a 10 in September, and he was annoyed, Michael, wasn't he? It was the first time we really seen him come and dig out the 49ers. We have 4 fullbacks, 3 centre-backs, loads of midfielders, 4 wingers, 2 strikers, and we only have 1 10. That's a great point, Michael, when you put it down on paper like that. And I think I agree. See, when you say the 3 centre-halves is like one of them's Rodon. I feel like if Rodon gets injured, then you're taking Ampadu out of the midfield, putting him back in centre half.
You're shaking up an awful lot of positions.
It's square pegs, isn't it? Yeah, it's square pegs. And that's where I feel that we need to just do the smart thing. If we can go and get an Bamford on loan with an option, or just a straight out loan to see how he gets on for game time, it's just a no-brainer, isn't it, Dylan? But then again, Farke is never straight through, because you see we have a wing back or full back on the bench, Isaac Smith, but he still decides to play Bober and Ampadu, so you never know what this man is thinking. The logical thing in your head to do is go do it, but Farke could be thinking something totally different.
Farke's stubborn. He's never going to do it the easy way, just like the way Leeds never do it the easy way.
Yeah, it's
always going to be the hardest.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with you. But but great point, Michael. When you put it down like that, Michael, 100%. Sorry, Woody. No way, hero. I actually quietly like Shells, to be honest with you, Woody. First Leeds match I ever seen was in Talca Park, so I have a bit of a connection to that stadium. Do you think Meslier is back in for the Wednesday match? Yeah, and it's something I do want to touch on, Dillo, for this. Obviously, now that the dust has settled down a little bit,
he has to back him.
Do you think so? Yeah, you've completely swung.
Well, he has to back him. 100%.
You're flip flopping.
Unless I don't want them to back him at all.
You don't want them.
I'd rather Darno start.
Yeah.
He will, yeah, 100%. You can't afford now.
I still think it's a massive call, isn't it? A massive call. Because if it happens again, Dilo, there's no going back. Like if he,
Well, we can't.
Jesus Christ, God forbid, another hell.
It shouldn't happen the second time.
Yeah, it shouldn't happen the second time. But if it happens the third time against Wednesday, then he has to take him out, and that's him probably gone for the season. And then all the pressure is being thrown on Darlow that you need to step up to the plate. I'd like to see him take him out for 2 or 3 games to see how Darlow gets on.
That's what I want.
That's what 100%. I want, but I think it's going to be Melia. What do you think Leeds on top? What do you think, buddy? Do you think he'll go with Melia? Or do you think it's going to go with Darlow? Even the general chat, let us know.
It's not hard, like, to say.
What do you think Farke will do versus what do you think he'll do?
It's how easy it is. Just catch the ball. Like, it's very simple.
If you had let that fall there, Dylan, I would have been taken. I think Mez is back for Sheffield Wednesday. Yeah, I think so too. Finn Aziz from Middlesbrough, great young player. He was doing well this season. Would be worth the show in the 10th spot for me. Like, why not, Sean? Like, why not? And yeah, surely, like he has to be a name as well. What you say, Sean, on the Leeds list of players as well that they're looking at as well. Something that they could potentially poach off Middlesbrough as well. Top of the league, Leeds not being kind of big headed there. Will Michael Carrick sell him that? Look what we're doing. We're doing bits this season as well. You never know, buddy. You know, I really do hope we go do a 10. That feels like the one. We're all panicking, but now we know. But now we know they do that business. Yeah, that's it. I'm panicking. That they do that business quietly with no leaks. Something will be done, and that's it, Shane, isn't it? Like, they really do work in silence. I think it's totally different from the regime that we were used to under Radrazani, where he was like tweeting everything, like where he was a Demba Yang, or was it? He was the player that was traveling over, that was on the flight, and he was like, welcome. Tweeted that he welcomed them and he hadn't even done his medical and all this yet. And yeah, totally different to the 49ers who just don't leak anything. Everything's airtight, nothing gets out. And it's very, even the Jaden Bogle situation was leaked by Chris Wilder doing a post-match after Sheffield United played a friendly match in pre-season. That was leaked by him, not even by the football club, which
that was brilliant.
That's how airtight the 49ers are. And I just hope so, Shane, buddy. I hope they are doing bits in the background. And I hope it is very much that you wake up tomorrow morning, you see a link and it's done by the end of the day, and we're all looking at flights coming into Leeds, and I hope it is. I hope it is that, buddy. Play 25 games, 8 goals, 9 assists. That is not bad. I'll be right behind Mez in the South Stand on Sunday. He better not screw up. Oh, the pressure's on you now, Mez. You're going to have the shits up from Shane. You standing behind him, buddy. When the Shells fan is standing behind me.
Yeah, I was about to say that, Jay.
Yeah, I think it is going to be Mez coming back in 100%. Dillo. As much as we don't want it to, it's a massive call from Daniel Farke what he does. I think if he goes with Darlow and Darlow messes up, everyone's like, you should have stuck a Melia, you should have backed him. If he goes with Melia, he does another clanger, which I think he probably will. Can't see him going from January to May without having another one of them. Even if it's not even a howler, even if it's one of them that's, straight at him and hologram hams that goes through him, it's going to be like, what was he doing? Do you know what I mean? And I think he'll just go batter the lad's career, batter the lad's confidence. If he makes another mistake again, could be curtains for him, couldn't it? Well, it already feels like it's curtains from Leeds.
You know what you're doing? The cut is open, the wound is there, and you're just rubbing salt into it now. That's all you're doing.
But just being real, trying to be realistic.
No, yeah, it's definitely realistic, and I don't know, man. See, like, the first instance, like Sunderland, and then now this, like, you know what I mean? Like, why are we even talking about it? It's always Bamford or it's Melia acting the bollocks. Why can't Leeds just go out and win? And just win well and get promoted? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
That's what's annoying me. And then now we're all here sitting here having a conversation about,
panicking.
Yeah, are we getting players in? What's going on with the club? Other clubs are making noise around the ground, but we're just floating, like a duck just floating.
Chilling.
Do you know what I mean? A pretty thing to look at, but just nothing's happening. Do you know what I mean?
Everyone else is eating them more now.
Yeah. Like, no, well, they all have like proper ducks. Like ours is just a little wooden one. I don't know. It's gone off topic again, isn't it? Right. So that's what happens
You
here at
are.
OnlyLeedsBros.
You always go off topic. I think that's everything kind of covered on the transfer talk. You want else? Anything else to chat about?
No, just thanks to everyone so far. Like, yeah, like 32 people in here. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Same thing again, without getting emotional and lumping me throats. Can't, thank everyone enough. Like, honestly, myself and Darren, loving this journey, loving everything at the minute. It's only going up and up and up from here. Yeah, it's brilliant. I love it. Absolutely love it. Thanks.
I thought there was more to come there. Like, yeah.
So, as well, yeah, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, lads. Can't do it without all you. 100%. 100%.
Yeah,
And if
lads,
you do
look
see us at the Cardiff, come on over and we'll get you a pint. A little sneaky.
it's always you around. You're mad for going to the bar. Yeah, lads, look, I think we leave it there. Thanks very much for popping in. It's been a good one, an enjoyable one. Myself and Dylan will be back on Saturday for the match build-up. We're going to be joined from Danny from Not Another Leeds podcast and Joe Blackburn as well. So that'll be an interesting one as well with Danny the Messer and then with Joe Blackburn, who's that should be a good one. I'm really looking forward to that. So he'll give you all the breakdown of the game. Sheffield Wednesday, get the boys' thoughts on it, what they think. Then we will be back Sunday then for your watch along. Yeah, back Sunday then for your watch along. We'll be doing an instant match reaction as well. We'll have a panel on for that as well to be confirmed. And then Monday then we'll be back for the final point. And then next week then we roll into Norwich then as well. So a busy week ahead. Hope you're all having a great week. Hope it's been a good one. To get a few of the comments in before we go. Shane Kavanagh says, cheers lads. Thanks a million. Shane, thanks for popping in, buddy. Really good discussion with you tonight. Great stream as always, lads. Thanks very much, Michael. Appreciate it.
Michael.
Thanks, lads. Speak soon. Thanks very much, Sean. Talk to you soon, buddy. Again, lads, yeah, please smash a like on the video before you leave. Hit subscribe to the channel. And we'll chat to you all again on Sunday. Mind yourselves, mind each other, and we'll see you all again soon.